name AB, for example, return A plus B, so we have to store genai result B. Now console.log result.
Okay.
Yeah,
So what is the type of function?
it's a return function, normal function.
Return type function. It's not. It's return type function, and
Yeah, return.
we are called it return type function. And if we don't want use return, so how can we get the output from the function? If we don't get from the function, if you don't if we don't want to use return in the function, so how can we get the output from the function?
Maybe letter for A plus B.
Then
We can call name A of 3 comma 3. Correct? No?
maybe correct, maybe not, because you did the total in between the function, but here does not have any output. So if you executed it, this particular program, you cannot get any output. You cannot get any output from this function. You cannot get any output from this function if you are using writing this function. Okay, I could understand.
So what's the reason? How can I solve it? Like, so I can use.
Okay, I could understand. What is your basic problem? Okay, let's check my screen. Let's check my screen. Because last time I also told you, but when I told it uh, elaborately with the extra things, so that time I just not did not check what is your understanding. It is my fault. Okay, sorry about that.
No, thank you.
Actually, I go too much better, too much forward, which is actually what you actually did not understood the basic things, but I uh, discuss with you so much higher things. Sorry, very sorry.
No, you are good.
Class 5. Okay, so actually what is the problem? um, First, index.html. Why we are using index.html? Can you understood?
Index.html is our main page that we use. We have to use that so we can use JavaScript.
Is it required or not?
It is required, yes.
Is it required? But at this moment, as per your programming learning part, this HTML part is not is now does not required. Okay, for the programming learning, for the JavaScript functions learning and JavaScript programming learning, this index.html does not required. Okay, why? Because you just focused on the programming concepts, because this time you have no basic or prior knowledge about programming. It is actually main problem on you, for you. Actually, you are not understanding the programming too much better. right?
Right.
Okay, so for that particular purpose, what we can do now? At this moment, we could not understood what is HTML, what is index.html, and how it works. It does not look about there. We just focused on the programming part only. Okay, and it will be give you more understanding to for understand the coding first, and then we will be integrate all the things with the HTML part. Okay, so when we want to coding with the JavaScript and we want to run that code in our system, so for that particular purpose we required runtime environment. We are already discussed about in the first class, software
Yes.
development kit and runtime environment, which is the compiler. And for that particular purpose we required nodejs. Okay, so if you did not have the nodejs in an environment, just install it, please.
Okay.
It
No, I
is,
have it.
you have it.
Yeah, I have.
If you have, just check like and the version, check the version in your VS Code, it is working or not. If you giving any trouble, so share um, share your screen with me. In the terminal section, how you can get the terminal? Just open the folder and on the folder right click, and you can get the options open in integrated terminal. And when it will be open, then the terminal options will be open, and after that you can be write node minus b, and then you can see the node versions. You
Yeah,
can
version 22.15.
it will be visible in your node environment.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It's
uh,
version 22. Yeah.
Please share your screen once more. I want to confirm it first. Please share your screen. Okay. Okay, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
And another thing, npm minus b in the terminal. npm minus b minus b minus b. Okay, okay, that's good. That's good. It these two things are required to write our code. Okay, so please check my screen at this moment. So what we did right now, just we are writing our app.js app.js only. Okay, app.js, this is the um, file name, and maybe you write it as a main.js also, whatever you want, main.js, whatever you want. So actually what is the function? So we have generally two type of functions. Number one is void, which called non return type, and another is second type of version is the return type. These two type of versions majorly working in every kind of programming language, every kind of programming language. Okay,
Okay.
so you actually write previously return type with the return syntax, but after that when I said you write the void functions or non-return type functions, so that time you are not writing that thing properly. What is your problem? First thing, how write the function in the JavaScript? When we write the JavaScript in function, so just we are writing the syntax function, and after that we can write any name. Like if we want to say hello, so just our function name will be hello. If we want to did some functionality, so that time we are using some. If we want to did subtraction, so that time we can use sub. If we want to do multiply, that time we can use the multi. Okay, you could understood.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this will be naming conventions. So at this moment we want to sum from the function. Actually these functions purpose are summations, some number from this function. Okay, it is our function's goal. And when it is the function goal, so after that we can use the c, means result value, and after that here I just put two value a and b from here, and this a and b is the argument or parameter. You already know about that. And when we are putting some parameter, so it's called this functions called parameterized function. Okay, otherwise by normally we are not using any parameter, so like we are actually call it function high. Okay, and this is also same, but these functions have some output hello, puppies. So this is the function, and in this function we are not using any kind of parameter, right?
Right. Yeah. No parameter.
No parameter. So here both are functions same. Here both functions are same, but output input and output is different. What is the thing? When we are writing the function like high and sum, this both functions are void function, and it is not non-return type function. It is a non-return type function. Okay,
Yes.
both are void function and it is non-return type function, because is here we are not using any return syntax in between both of functions. Understood?
Yes.
And when we want to get the output, so after writing the function, means after declaration, it is a declaration, इसको declarations कहते हैं. So after declaration this function we just write like this to, it is the declarations and it is a calling, we call it here. Okay, so after declarations we need to be call here. Also when we are using the sum function, so here we can use some value here, and we can get both of value from this particular file. How can get the value? So just node space sorry, node space main dot js, and then we can get both of values from here. So how it possible? Because this terminal need to be opened from this particular folder, from the right click, with the right click, and after open this particular folder we just simply use the node environment code, because node is our SDK and runtime environment both. So after this we just calling the JS file here, nodejs,
Okay.
and then we can get the output into the console, because we are writing the output for the console. So we are getting both of outputs. Any confusion?
आप समझ गए.
समझ आया ना?
समझ गए.
क्या प्रॉब्लम हुआ था आपने जो कर रहे थे?
मेरा प्रॉब्लम यह था कि I couldn't do the function, the non-return time function.
आप नॉन रिटर्न टाइप फंक्शन जब क्रिएट कर रहे थे, उसमें जब टोटल लिखा हुआ था, मैंने बोला था कि वो जो फंक्शन है उसका कोई भी आउटपुट आने वाला नहीं है. मैंने बोला था ना? क्यों बोला था? क्यों बोला था?
क्योंकि console.log नहीं लिया।
क्योंकि अगर ये console.log अगर नहीं लिखते, ये अगर हो भी गया है तो इसका आउटपुट दिखेगा ही नहीं। और ये तो कहीं पे डेटा देगा भी नहीं, ये तो कहीं पे डेटा देगा भी नहीं कि इसको फिर से यहाँ पे जाके मैं इसको रिजल्ट लिख दूँ कि इससे आउटपुट आ जाएगा, वो भी नहीं आएगा, अनडिफाइंड दिखाएगा। तो बेसिकली जो फंक्शंस आपने लिखे थे TOTAL करके, उसका कोई आउटपुट आने वाला था नहीं। ओके, उसका आउटपुट तभी आ सकता था जब यहाँ पे उस टोटल को कॉल किया जाता, तभी जाके हम लोगों को इसका आउटपुट आएगा। लेकिन ये रिजल्ट के साथ नहीं आएगा, ये इंडिपेंडेंटली जस्ट कॉल करने के बाद ही आएगा। ठीक है, तो ये है बेसिक डिफरेंशिएशन, बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग अबाउट द वॉइड फंक्शन। एंड यहाँ पे वॉइड फंक्शंस में दो तरीके का फंक्शन हम लोग देखें वॉइड का। एक में कोई भी पैरामीटर यूज़ नहीं किया है, नॉन आर्गुमेंटेड, ओके, और दूसरा है आर्गुमेंट और पैरामीटराइज फंक्शन। ओके, ये दो तरीके से फंक्शन हम लोग कॉल कर सकते हैं। अभी एक चीज़ मैंने लास्ट दिन दिखाया था, वो बाद में फिर से दिखाएगा, बट अभी नहीं, क्योंकि नहीं तो कन्फ्यूजन बढ़ जाएगा। तो ये हुआ void function, void functions both of them। यहाँ पे ये दो फंक्शंस void फंक्शन है। ये दो फंक्शन void फंक्शन है। इसके बाद हम लोग रिटर्न टाइप फंक्शंस डिक्लेयर करना चाहते हैं। रिटर्न टाइप फंक्शन क्रिएट करना चाहते हैं। यहाँ पे हाई लिखा था, तो यहाँ पे फंक्शंस का जो नेम लिखने वाला हो हेलो, तो यहाँ पे हेलो दिया, रिटर्न हेलो हैप्पीज लिख दिया। तो ये हुआ रिटर्न टाइप फंक्शन। जैसे ये रिटर्न टाइप फंक्शन होगा, यहाँ पे हेलो इस तरह कॉल करने से इसका आउटपुट नहीं आएगा। मेन डॉट जेएस को कॉल किया, बट इसका आउटपुट आया क्या?
नहीं।
एक्चुअली ये इसको मैं हाई लिखता हूँ, तब जाके अंडरस्टैंडिंग अच्छे से होगा, क्योंकि यहाँ पे हाई हाफिज़ हाई फंक्शंस के लिए, और जब हेलो कॉल किया तो हेलो हाफिज़ आना चाहिए था, जो नहीं आया, राइट? क्योंकि यहाँ पे रिटर्न टाइप था, और रिटर्न टाइप बेसिकली किसी को डेटा देने वाला था। तो इसीलिए यहाँ पे कॉन्स्ट और var whatever डेटा, कुछ भी नाम यहाँ पे यूज़ कर सकते हैं, we can use any name here, and after that we can see the output from this particular function by assigning value into the data, and that data are give output from the another output function, and it is a output function. This log is a actually function and console is a object, but you could not understand at this moment, so we are getting the output. Okay, so hello app is we are getting from the output, right?
Right.
Okay, so how can you get that?
Using console.log.
Using console.log. And this console.log, actually I also told you this log is a function. Can you see the proof?
Yes.
It is a void and it is actually function. Console.log is a function which is actually this also same, right? It is also
right.
return the void, so that means it returns some value as void, and when we are return is as string, so it is also function, but it is returning type. Okay, and this time it is called method, and method basically similar things which are actually calling as a function at this moment. Okay,
Okay.
so this time you just remember it, how it what is the difference between the void and return type. Also we can using welcome function, and here just I am using the name and sorry return, and here I just use welcome space concatenate the name here. So when we are use the welcome space and after that just placing the name, and we can get the output. How can get output from this function?
From this one, console.log.
How? Okay.
Console.log.
Okay.
Then the welcome, we call the function welcome. Now we have to open and closing. Yeah. Then the name, we can give a name. Now it should say welcome and your name.
So this is the output from this person. Welcome, Shivaji. So we are just assign the val like this, then we can use that val in this section also. We can read.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the basic two different kind of functions we are actually using. Okay.
Okay.
I think no doubts on between two functions.
I think no for now, no.
So how it applied this for the application? We want to build a calculator. We want to build a calculator and get some calculation for this with this functions process.
Okay.
Now this time we just simply use some functions a, b, log. This time I am not using return type function, so this time I just simply use log and var c equal to a plus b. Okay, and after that we can get the c sum c. Like this we simply copy all the four part using same parameter. So this is the sum, and after that we can use the sub, and then we can use the subtraction from here, and also use multiply. And here I just simply am using multiply for this part, and then we can get the multiple option, and after that I just simply use the division, so we can get div option from here, and also I just simply use here. So these four functions I am already writing here. So
Yes.
so how can we applying by programmatically with the function?
Now we have to call the functions.
It depend on user. It's not depends on us when I writing this function. Right.
Right.
So for it, when we write it these functions, so user can be decide these functions will be usable or not. It decided by the user. Basically, for that particular purpose, we can write another function called main function, and in this main function, actually I call it later. Actually, what is the logic behind this? Var input 1 equal to some value I put here. Var input 2 we are put another value here. Sorry, I just use value here and then I use this value. So after using this value, we can use the logic for check var calculate, and here what we want to do. So if we want to did sum, then sum function will be calling. If we want to call subtraction, so then subtraction then multiply, and division for division. Okay, so these three parameters are actually required for users decision, because it is actually decided by users. So how it work? When we are applying this all conditions as per logic, so switch switch, this is the basic conditional process which we can be used for applying. So this calculate and need to be checked first, that value, what value will be here and how can we use that value. So if it is sum,
Yes.
if it is
So
sum, so after that we can use the sum function, and then we can use the input 1 parameter and input 2
input
parameter
2.
here. If case equal to subtract, then we can use subtract, and then we can use the input 1 and input 2, and after that we of course required to break functions after using this. Then we can use the case another multi and multi thing here, input 1 and then input 2 here, and then we can use the break functions here. And if we are want to see the case div, then I call here div function, and also I just put the value here, and then we can use input 2, and then we need to be break. And if none of them we are not getting any kind of matching output, so we can say we can say log your calculation methods method method is wrong. So this is our function. Okay, so at this moment what we can get output from this scenario, as this scenario, what can get output after using this? Can you say me?
It should be asking for two numbers. No, if it's switch, so it's asking like, what do we want to use? The sum, the subtract, or div? What one do you want to use? So if we write sum, for example, then it's going to sum function and add two numbers.
So at this moment what will be output? If I run this file, so what kind of output we will get after running this program?
I'm not sure. Like,
We will be get 28 output for sum function. Node app.js, and we can get the output sum 28. How it possible? Here value is input value 1 is 4, input value 2 is 24, and it is 4. And what method are we are uses here? Sum. For that particular purpose we are get the sum value. If we are change it as sub, so then we can get the value 20. Okay, but problem is, if I want to calling it in later in this position, so after using this, what we are get the output?
Yeah, calculation method is wrong.
Why?
Because it's went to default.
How?
Because the programming is from the top to the bottom. It's kind of from the top. So that's why I couldn't find the input 1, input 2.
But when we writing here, so this is not a proper input, because actually problem was when I put here the value. Okay, when we put the value here, so that time was the problem. That was the problem, because this particular things we have to record to solve the problem. But problem is, we uses it only for value when it put by the user, right?
Right.
But here we are actually put the value as we wish, and then the calculation are be performed, right?
Right.
But this time I telling you, these inputs getting from the users, and as per user requirement, our program will be work for that requirement. Understood?
Yes. Okay.
So how can we do that? So this is also program. So for that particular purpose, I just calling another function and call it math. and for this math function I just wrap all the switch case into the math section. Okay, all the things are actually wrapping into the math function. Okay,
Okay.
but if we are wrapping everything into the math functions, so after calling the math will be perform. Is it performing after calling this? It will it working?
Yes, it's working.
How?
I didn't understand. So why? Oh, it's working. Yeah.
How it working? Actually, this time when we are using the var here, okay, when we are using the var, so that time var does not maintain any scope. So for that particular purpose, and at this moment you could not understand the scope, but if when you are writing this type of code, so this particular parameter, just hold on, I got a call. Hello Charles. Good evening. Sorry, good morning for you. Hmm. Hmm? Yes, 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 yes. Also, yes, it is good for me. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. So today you are joining with me 7:30. Okay, not an issue. Uh, okay, okay, not a problem. Okay, 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 not a problem. Okay, bye. Okay, happy. Hello.
Yes.
Okay, so how it possible? Possible is because here input 1, input 2 and calculate, both our parameters are same when we are uh, calling before this math function. When we are calling before math functions, so actually thing is this whole body are executed after calling this function.
Okay. Okay.
Basically thing is when we are wrapping it functions, wrapping with it function, so basically this input 1 2 and calculate are matching with all of these parameters. So for that particular purpose it is a performing well. Okay.
Okay. We can put it at we can put the input one, input two, and calculate at the top too. We can put those, right? But
But if we are using the late here, if we are using the late, after using late, maybe it does not be work. Maybe it does not be work. But at this moment it is working. But maybe sometimes it would not be working. Okay.
Okay.
At this moment it is working, but sometimes it's not be working. Maybe if we are using a, b and cal like this, so that time also it not be working.
Yeah, because A, B, and cal will be not understood by the system.
Why not? Because this particular functions already have all the values, but after that this input, these particular functions, this particular main function cannot be understood these parameters. Okay. When the
Okay.
parameters are mismatched with these input parameters, with these parameters, so that time we required the parameter like this. Okay. And after that we can be use a comma b comma cal, and then we can get output from this function. Understood?
Yes.
Today is our class topic, and after that I could not say anything except this. I think it will be all for this session,
Yeah. Okay.
because it is it
I
you
think I
need to be,
understood.
you need to be understood it very much and very well, because I already giving you some calculator functions also, I already given you. Okay, so you did all of these things like plus minus plus some subtraction, multiplication, division, both of we are already did. You also did some extra mathematical functions also applying in this particular thing, and also use that cases in this math options, and after that you are checking all this thing. I think it will be very good, uh, very good things to perform your code and practices. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So what we can do is, let me give you a recommendation. I can suggest that, okay, if you can do the class, I think 1 hour like today, every day, like
And every day,
Monday to.
I just say you, every day is not good. Every day is not good. Every day is not good, not good practices, because if you doing some gym or any kind of exercise, because programming also a exercise, so you need some break, and I need also some breaks. So for that particular purpose I just telling you 3 days in a week, it's very helpful, both of us, both of us, because basically thing is, when you are not get any gaps in your learning, so you could not understand by yourself what I can do after this thing, because thoughts, thinking process is most important than you are did something. Okay.
Okay.
Because it is very much essential thing. If you are not thinking about your coding and about your understanding, because I also tell you this task, some extra examples you are did with this particular program, but after this how can do by yourself all of your understanding, because step by step we are growing the all concepts. So you of course need some more extra times to need to be think about the knowledges, because it is very much important. It is very beginning part as per your understanding. If you are not giving any learning time for these processes, you cannot understood. everything. And also I recommend you, you like or not, it's does not matter. I just telling you, you just reading something from here. You reading something, you get any doubts, any you could not understanding anything about from this documentation, you asking me, I explaining, because it is too much understanding thing when you are working with the JavaScript. It is too much important. We could not escape anything from here. And I will also not recommending after finishing this Java training session, you did not join, you will not join React session, because you could not understand React anything when you are not completely understand JavaScript. Because
Okay, so which ones you want me to learn to review?
after learning this, I just telling you, you learn about the website designing, because HTML, CSS, JavaScript, these three things are very much important to implementing in the React application or any other web application when you working of web application development, because these three things most important.
Okay.
Okay, so I just say you you just follow these documentations, you understand or not, that does not matter, you just read line by line and check the examples, and after that you could be understood for the timing, because from the initial time you could not understand anything, from the initial time you could not understand anything, but when you learn it step by step as per my guidance, you could be understood, because I already write all these codes yesterday classes, actually last classes, so that time you check it, but you get so much very difficulties to understand all the things, but I could not help. Actually, no one can help you if you are not understanding this, because it is actually essential thing. When you learn some languages like ABCD or any other word you are learning, or any character you are learning, so that time you could not do any questions when that things are learned in your uh, when you are child. So this is also same thing, you are now child here. Okay, now you are child here at this moment, so you could not have any complaint, any argument with this thing. You just follow the things, because it is essential to learn about the JavaScript. If you are not learning from here, you say it is difficult, so I could not help at this moment. I have everything explanation. When you understanding little bit, then I can uh, give you all the explanations. But at this moment, you are child, you cannot understand anything. So you just follow my order. If you like, if you are treat me as a tutor or mentor, so I give you the order. Just follow me.
Okay. So you want me to read the W3, this one, from syntax, comments,
See,
variables,
I just give
let,
you
or
the
which
task.
one?
I give you the task uh, from the
Language
beginning to functions.
functions. Okay.
It is your task, and you must be read all the line step by step, and try to understand what is saying in that documentation, and also try to yourself do it practice by their code. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
And
also,
gradually you understand everything from this concept, if you believe me. Okay. So
okay, okay.
nothing is hard, nothing is easy, just it is a practice. If you are practicing by my instructions, you can be achieve your goal. And if you are not follow my instructions, so then it will be not helpful for you. Okay.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah.
So your task will be, you read the up to functions step by step, and I share the link with you also, because it is most important. And step by step when you learning all the things, because I already go far uh, better from this documentation, but actually your problem is you could not know anything about the programming language, mostly mainly in JavaScript part. So sorry about that. I could not understand and analyze you. Um, so it is my fault sometimes. But now I understood what is your current situation. So I just telling you, no argument, no complaint, just follow my order.
Okay, okay. And one last thing, also, if you can, beside this, if you can send me homework later,
Actually, homework
like,
is homework is learning, and after that, what I am implement. Okay, I after ending this session, I writing some homework text.
okay,
Okay,
sounds good. And I'll solve it, then you can check it tomorrow if I'm right or wrong. Okay, yeah, thank you so much.
we will meet Friday,
Okay.
because everyday session is not good for you, because you need to be learn and thinking by yourself. It is very important.
Okay. Yeah.